While many crime shows use unexpected moments to create drama and tension, very few are filled with quite as many shocking scenes as Sons of Anarchy. The series follows a group of outlaw bikers, and while they are initially presented as anti-heroes who look out for their local community, it quickly becomes apparent quite how flawed Samcro really is. The club's violent actions spiraled out of control, resulting in many innocent people losing their lives, and these crimes eventually caught up with the central characters, as very few Samcro members survived Sons of Anarchy's ending. Kurt Sutter's biker drama was easily one of the most controversial shows on TV during its 7-season run, and it refused to shy away from even the most extreme topics, hence why the series remained so iconic. Unfortunately, some of the brutal deaths and triggering content led to some viewers quitting Sons of Anarchy before it reached its conclusion, proving how divisive it is. Still, despite its polarizing nature, Sons of Anarchy managed to become one of the greatest shows of the 21st century, and fans still aren't over its most shocking moments almost a decade later. 10. Tig accidentally kills Donna. Season 1, Episode 12. Donna laying dead against a steering wheel in Sons of Anarchy. Although it's difficult to narrow Sons of Anarchy to just 10 shocking moments, one of the earliest scenes that left viewers stunned came towards the end of Season 1, when Tig accidentally killed Donna. Firing the gun was no accident, but Tig was attempting to kill his fellow Samcro member, Opie, not his wife. After gaining false intel about Opie ratting on the club, Clay, SAMCRO's president, orders a hit on him with Tig set to do the deed, but things don't go to plan whatsoever. Unser informs Clay that Opie isn't the rat, but he can't contact Tig in time, who unloads several bullets into the driver's seat of Opie's truck. Given the shooting happens late at night, Tig doesn't get a clear visual of who was driving until after the event, when he sees Donna lying dead against the steering wheel. Although Opie eventually forgave Tig and Clay for this horrific event, it was still a huge moment early in the series that set the tone for what was to come, while highlighting the heartbreakingly brutal nature of Sons of Anarchy. 9. Gemma is sexually assaulted. Season 2, Episode 1. Katie Segal as Gemma pouting in front of some blinds in Sons of Anarchy. Season 1's finale dealt with the fallout of Donna's shocking death, but Season 2 decided to get even more extreme. Gemma was arguably the most polarizing character in the entire show, but that didn't make what happened to her at the beginning of Season 2 any less horrific. Despite only being in the series for one season, Ethan Zabel remains one of the most hated villains in Sons of Anarchy, as he and his group orchestrated Gemma's sexual assault simply to send a message to Clay and the club. While the show's antagonists often crossed the line when it came to opposing Samcro, very few scenes were as sadistic as this one. Zabel's group already had the controversial label of being white supremacists, which was more than enough to make audiences root against them. However, one of Sons of Anarchy's strongest characters being subjected to such extreme torture emphasized just how graphic the story could get, and it remains one of the most shocking moments in the show's history. 8. Abel gets kidnapped. Season 2, Episode 13. Jax, Charlie Hunnam, and Baby Abel on Sons of Anarchy, 2008 to 2014. Given Jax was one of the most important members of Samcro, even as early as Season 2, someone kidnapping his son was hard to see coming. After Gemma was framed for killing IRA member Edmund Hayes, his father set out for revenge by invading Jax's home and taking his son Abel to Ireland. Given the club was so caught up with Zabel and the Mayans, no one could have anticipated the IRA turning on them, especially as the biker gang had a fairly good relationship with them, and even had an Irish charter. Unfortunately, Stahl's devious plan to frame Gemma had much bigger consequences than anticipated, and Cameron's kidnapping of Abel set up Season 3's arc in Ireland. While Jax did manage to reunite with his son eventually, Abel's abduction came out of nowhere and caught both viewers and Samcro off guard. Opinions are split on the events that followed, as some fans were disappointed with Season 3's time away from the US, but Season 2's finale undoubtedly created plenty of talking points, and it's hard to forget the moment Jax watched Cameron sail away with his son.